Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. This is episode 2. Woo!
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So last week we didn't get to actually tell you who we are. We're going to do that here today, and we're going to start with Miss Lacey.
Hello.
That's me.
Hello.
Start
Also
it
true.
out.
Also true. Yeah, hi, so I'm Lacey January. I literally do everything. I have a background in medical. I do a lot of humanitarian work. I help to start, expand, and brand small businesses worldwide. I have a lot of clients here in the Valley, so shout out to you if you've ever been a client of mine. Whether I managed your social media, whether I connected you to certain events, whether I just anything, that's pretty much kind of what I do. I'm like the connecting piece, so if you want to get somewhere or get something done or get your name out there or word out there, hit me up. I'm like Hitch though, I'm more of a referral base because I kind of take pride in what I do and I only support those that I actually believe in. So,
Like the show.
Yeah, yes.
I'm trying to still let her run my company. So we do the same things, but you know.
I literally, it's what I do, it's what I have a passion for. I've been doing it for a very long time. I'm very into fashion as well, so if you have any creative directing or, stylistic projects, sure, include me. I really like that. But I'm a jack of all trades. I literally do everything. I dabble in hair, all types of stuff. I've been doing a lot of free hair for the kids going back to school, so hit me up for that too. But
all over the town doing free hair.
She is
All
super
kinds
woman.
of
doing a little bit of everything, but more importantly, I'm a goddess and a child of God. So yes, that's my mister down there. You guys know us also as the Mellows. So we are social influencers. We do come to positive events and different things like that and make sure that we do share exposure. And follow me on Insta. Some of you only know me as my Instagram handle, last name January. So yes, that's me in the flesh. I'm Lacey January. And this is my new baby. Let's talk about it. So yeah, that's me.
That's Superwoman, everybody. She does everything.
All right. I'm Jay. People call me Jay. It's Justin, but I go by Jay if you really know me. I'm just cool. I'm laid back. That's pretty much me. I love to give advice. So if you ever need advice, hit my line. I do that. I don't know what to say. I don't really like talking about myself like that. I'm just cool, calm, and collected.
You heard him. He do that.
I do that.
Straight up.
Whatever kind of advice you need, I got it. I like to run my own business. If you never heard of Game Night, look it up. That's one that's in the work. This is also one of my babies here. Let's talk about it. Something that we're looking to pursue for a real long time. It's going to make some changes. Our goal is to reach one person who can make a difference. That's all we want to do. About you guys?
It's pretty dope. I'm Obi Tan. A little bit about me. I'm from Chicago. I moved out here to Arizona about 3 years ago. I just moved to Phoenix about 6 months ago. I do a lot. Just to say the least, I don't do as much as Lacey because I can't be Superman. She's Superwoman.
You do a lot.
But I do a lot. So I run Branded by Obi Tan, which I also do marketing and branding for companies based out of Chicago. I own Connecting the Dots and Commas, which is putting people together with other great people and also helping people find funding and money. So that's where the commas come in. One of the main things I do is I coach basketball and I train professional athletes as well as elite high school players.
Shout out Catalina.
Catalina High School, if you see on my chest, I'm the former head coach there. I'm actually the second winningest coach in history, and it only took me 3 years. So I don't know if that's a good thing for me or a bad thing for them. But
We're number one. We're going for number one.
On top of that, I've done a lot in the entertainment world. I've been a promoter. I've managed artists.
Chicago parties used to be lit.
I do some of the most legendary parties in Chicago. I'm retired. I'm gonna say that loudly. Retired. I'm just happy.
If you see any flyers with me on them, dispose of them.
I'm just happy to be here with this amazing panel
Don't post them.
They're all
talented
they're all
people
tasteful.
This is probably the most fun I've had in Arizona ever.
Yeah.
I get to be around these great personalities, and we give you a good show. And you know, we'll talk about a little bit of the first one when we come back. But my man Mello, the R&B king.
I was just crowned by you. That's wonderful.
I only heard one line of him singing.
Cause I do everything, I do everything, yeah. I'm Jay Mello, you know what I'm saying? I got put on the show, and I'm here, and I'm back again, and this is wonderful. I do R&B. That is my lovely other half, my rib. It's my boy Obi Tan. You already know. You feel me? So, this is everybody's baby. I was very lucky to be a part of something like this, even though it was last second. You know, they definitely welcomed me in as a family member. So I'm new. This is also my baby too, and you got a baby too. So we all got.
But tell them about yourself, man. You're so modest. Tell them about yourself. Tell them about all the positive things that you're doing.
Listen,
If you don't, she will.
that's true.
Because
You know she
you're
is.
so
She love her man.
positive, and nobody because he's just so mellow.
Because
He's
I
just
just
so,
like to keep it under wraps because
It's over last night.
It's over last night.
so
I'm done with
mellow.
you. I'm done. No, honestly, for the most part, I'm always into raising a lot of different young men who go without fathers. You know, I'm definitely a big brother to a lot of different young men across the whole state of Arizona and beyond. You know, and I make sure that I tap in with a lot of fathers who are doing great things for their kids and expanding that, you know, and being able to have a connection throughout the town to make, you know, that golden connection with every father, so we can all bring everything back how it is to raise your kids the right way, you know what I'm saying? And have your next generation not be like prior, make it be greater, of course, and greater than yourself. So I'm definitely all for kids. I'm definitely all for music. You know, I've got jmellomusic.com is actually going to be coming up on my website pretty soon. So it's going to have all my music, all my singles. I recently took everything down because I did want to go ahead and put it all the way up the right way and get all my visuals correct. So shout out to everybody that I'm currently working with because my project will be done pretty soon. Well, it's done. I just got to make sure all my visuals is wrapped up. And be looking for all of that. And be also looking for, hey, we got singles coming out. We got some other.
Everyone will see everything. We'll announce it as we go. Because there's so much stuff. It's just
It's
so
too
much
You
stuff.
guys are in for a treat. 'Cause we got the
Yes.
Mellows.
Shout out to Black-owned
Jay.
businesses.
Speaking of black-owned businesses.
Yeah, shout out to
Well,
all
yeah.
black-owned businesses.
So last week we talked about
Everything.
we talked about everything.
Relationships.
Relationship goals.
We talked about relationships.
Yeah.
We talked about the differences between
Right.
women and men in relationships in certain situations. Some more ratchet than the others. But we did talk about
Yes.
we talked about some relationships.
Oh, and we got some feedback.
Oh, we
We
got
did
some
get some
great
feedback.
Oh, shout out to everyone who gave feedback. I received some wonderful feedback. I also received some interesting eyebrow-raising feedback, but you know, that's life.
Appreciate it.
This is life.
I appreciate all feedback.
To everybody who liked, shared, commented, we love you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. That definitely helps us motivate to keep running these shows. One show we did amazing numbers, so we're gonna keep going. So
Yeah.
we thank you.
Thank you
first
for
and
having
foremost.
us in your home. You guys are so hospitable. Thank you for having us on your pages
And on your phone.
and all of that.
On your
Thank
phone.
you to, thank
we
you to
know you're
all
supposed to be
my
at work, but you guys are watching
thank
us.
you to all my
Thank you.
cousins on my Facebook side.
Definitely. Thank you to everybody who got written up last week on the floor.
or even terminated. I don't know.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, the recap of last week's show was just pretty much us kind of just breaking the ice, talking about relationships, which is something that everybody can pretty much relate to. So we're gonna kind of always be talking about things that people can relate to, and of course keep sending topics that you would like to hear talked about if it's something that we haven't, brought up yet. So let
Please,
us know.
if you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat,
Even on YouTube.
whatever the
Twitter.
websites are, send your ideas. We will talk about it. We might not get it the week you want us to, but like Jesus, we gonna be on time.
And don't be upset if we didn't see it, because there are that. Do you guys ever see that filtered message section? And you like see messages from like 3 years ago, and you're just like, oh my God, were you holding a grudge against me for 3 years because I didn't see this message? I didn't even see it.
I missed out about like 9 appointments 10 years ago because of that.
Oh wait.
So yeah.
Well, amen.
Yeah.
Business.
So if we don't see it,
That's the
just like
business.
just write under a picture like, hey, check your messages, or I don't know, just something, anything.
Let it be known.
Well, so for this week, we're gonna kind of touch bases on just a few things. I think we should talk about Black-owned businesses. I think we should talk about that. You guys feeling that? I think that's a great topic
I'm definitely feeling that one.
because entrepreneurs of color are on the rise. These numbers are just higher than ever. I'm excited.
Can we
about
throw that word away?
What?
Entrepreneur. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Go for it.
That's a title you can't give yourself. When most, and I know we talk about
Let's
dating a lot.
talk about it.
Let's talk
Let's
about
talk
it.
about it.
So
I know,
entrepreneur is not a label you can give yourself.
I know,
Is what was said.
I know we talk about like relationships a lot on here, and this is gonna kind of jump past that, but jump back into what we're talking about,
6T.
black-owned businesses. Men use that word. Us, I'm an entrepreneur. Most people that use that word are broke. I own a business, and I can tell you exactly what my business is. It has a name, it has a logo, it has this. I'm a business owner. You can tell me I'm an entrepreneur because I built it myself, but I can't tell you that. Because if you ask me what do I do for a living and I tell you entrepreneur, that means I'm not making any money or I'm not doing anything. Because
Is that a preference though? Is that one of those things where you say tomato and I say tomato?
no, because if I ask you what do you do for a living and you tell me you're an entrepreneur,
That's not.
Are you
telling
telling
that's
me
not-
how- what-
I don't necessarily say that to people just because of the connotation, just like how you were saying. That's where I kind of agree. I don't usually tell people that because I don't want them to think like, oh, that just means you ain't got no money and you looking for a handout, so I'm not trying to work with you. So when I
That
talk
sounds
to
like-
people, I just.
Sounds like.
it's not what it sounds like. It is what it is.
But also, but again, that's just me. That's just me. Some people like ranch. Some people like hot sauce. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Some people are like, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, and they say that, with, pride and everything like that, and and that's what they want to be called, and that's what they want to be.
What successful business owner have you ever met that told you they're an entrepreneur?
I mean, a lot of people that
say I'm
use
an
that word.
entrepreneur, or that tells you what it is that they do, what their business is about, how they think you can value from that business, or they can value you in that business.
I will say this. A lot of people have used the word entrepreneur and business owner when approaching me to help with their business. I see a lot of more confidence more often than not with those who say, I'm a business owner. I'm owning an empire. I'm creating an empire. I'm creating a whatever. You know what I mean? So I do see a little bit more confidence and kind of more conviction in their tone when they say, I'm a business owner.
So,
But entrepreneur, I don't want to shoot down the word. Because technically in the dictionary, whatever the meaning, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. So I don't want to shoot anyone down who's saying that, and that's what they like to say, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
So what that sounds like to me is, and I'm gonna take this as, and I could be wrong, and I'm wrong sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes. Most of the people you're talking about are males.
That use that word?
Yes.
Well,
When they're talking to you about that.
I
Women give too many details to use one word to describe what they do. Now,
But I am ready.
Let's talk about that one.
wait, so let me say this. I'm a male, you're a pretty woman. I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business person talking to a business person. I run Branded by OB10. This is what we bring. This is the value you can bring to my business.
But that's in a perfect world and somebody that's gonna actually introduce it. You got people out here too that's just like, I'm just trying to get some things off the ground. I want to try to go ahead and include you. I see you shining, and
So is
The
that
album is about to drop.
I meet super professional people that are talking about a bunch of nothing, but they think because they're throwing around a lot of big words and things like that, but are saying a lot of nothing. So and sometimes those are like the BSers. I'm not gonna curse or anything, but those are like the BSers that are just like, I'm just like, what are you talking about? You're saying a bunch of words, and sometimes they throw around, I'm a business partner, affiliate of such and such and such, and I'm also an entrepreneur because I got several businesses. Like,
Go ahead, Melo.
Honestly, I don't know.
I love you.
It's too.
Couple.
Honestly,
Okay, go ahead.
I say it 50-50 like this. Like some people who have their foundation established, yeah, they definitely do say business owner. They hold on to that because that is like the bread and butter that gets them through that door, that gets them into those opportunities. But people who, I guess some people can be categorized for what they can do. Like even my baby, I don't categorize her for what she do because I feel like anytime she can wake up and have a half dream about the shit, Lord, have a dream about it.
We have to turn to a Christian show.
Yes.
That's weird.
You feel me? It's just a stamp on it, so it's not. Back to my word, end cap. I love that word. After she make it to the finish line of whatever it was that she had an idea for, I'm like, boom, that's what you are.
But for us, and this is what I'm saying, for
the
us,
males.
not males, but for us as people outside of Lacey, we're saying she's an entrepreneur. Like if someone asks me, she's an entrepreneur, this is what she does.
Right.
That's for
Almost like-
us to label her.
I will always say, when people ask me what does she do, I say business Kickstarter. I can actually put a title on
No,
it.
so do
but
you,
I can't do that.
wait, so Obi, do you mean that upon introduction, you should introduce yourself as a business owner and then others should call you an entrepreneur?
No,
not
you should introduce
introducing
yourself as a
an
business.
entrepreneur?
Because if you have a business, and we're talking about black-owned businesses, the biggest issue I have with us is we don't really have businesses. We don't really understand how to go get articles of corporation, how to go get an LLC, how to get an EIN number. And we
That
just
is
walk
what
around
we
and
want.
say, and we walk around and say, well, I'm a business owner because I rap and I got a rapper that says he's on my label or I own a boutique and, the boutique is in my house and I'm buying stuff offline to sell. I'm not knocking people for what they're hustling, but what you're labeling and how you can make a business a business. For the struggling guy who's trying to impress a girl, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't know what I'm doing. And again, being established is having a plan of establishment from the beginning. If you come to me and say, well, what's your business about? I have a business plan. I have an outline. I have a mission. I have, those are things that build, and we're not taught that.
Yeah.
And then we get the label. We get the label where we don't support each other, but we don't value business enough as a community to support each other.
I will say though that I do know a lot of people that do have their T's crossed and their I's dotted. I will say, I know there are some people that don't know everything, whatever. But I've seen a rise personally, and my job has become easier just because people are so much more incorporated with what they do need. And there are outlets now. There are different branches that kind of teach you different things. There are different groups on Facebook that have meetups. Shout out to Minding My Black Owned Business. That's by Star. Shout out to her. She got the whole globe. All of that. She has that, and that's pretty dope. There's a few other different things. So I'm seeing a rise in different things like that. But I will say, I
agree with you.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to sound like the
no,
black
it
guy that's
it should be talked about. Let's
just
talk
against
about
that.
it.
Should be.
We're not keeping secrets
I
anymore.
wanna-
Let's talk about it.
My biggest goal now, my new project or new baby outside of this baby that we all have, is my school. And it's Forster's a prep
I'm
school.
so excited for this
And
school.
I'll explain that in another episode. But the goal of
Me
it,
running the music whole division.
absolutely.
Musical therapy.
But the idea of it is to teach student athletes about financial accountability and financial responsibility.
Literacy overall.
And we miss that, especially, me coming from an athletic background. When I went to college, the first thing I noticed was in the lunchroom, it was credit card galore. All banks you can think of, Chase, Bank of America, I'm
Yeah.
from Chicago, so we had TCF and.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure you got robbed by them too.
Oh my goodness! And you get $100 and you sign up.
Yeah, but they offer you credit cards. They offer you $2,000,
Yeah.
and then we don't learn about business. So I don't want to sound like the guy, but
Or you get so afraid of it that you just don't sign up for anything, and now you don't have any credit
then
because
you
you're
be
so
30 years
scared
old
to
and
Scared, yeah.
sign. Yeah.
your credit score 490 because you never had nothing, and now you're too old to get something. Cause
Oh my God.
It
Credit,
happens,
credit.
but
Credit
you
repair.
can also rise from that. But you can also rise from that. So
Another
feel
business.
encouraged. So feel encouraged.
And selling insurance.
I just love, but you know what? It's funny that you do say the financial literacy though, because I did just like recommend that to a few people. There are financial coaches, just like there's life coaches or coaches at the gym that will help you. There are financial coaches, so seek them out because a lot of them are online and free of charge.
I'm gonna give a big shout out
So.
to my sister in Chicago, Sarita Love. She runs a company called Success Junkies,
Shout out
and
to her.
she is dope. I mean, when I tell you I'm smallly successful in the things that I do, she is my life coach when things ain't going right. You know, when I need a little push to go do something extra, even in show, she's like, bro, you need to go do that. What you waiting on? Why you wasting your time? Go write your books. Go start your school. Go do this. Why she's pushing her own career, and you know, her biggest thing is making sure people speak out loud about what they want, and you know, supporting black businesses. And she just came from some women conference, and that's all she talked about for like a month. And she reminds me of this one so much. It's funny.
I just feel her love.
If you're watching Netflix, I'm gonna give one more shout out. I don't do this a lot, but if you're watching Netflix, Black in Privilege is a new show on there based out of Chicago. Her T-shirt is a what do you call it?
Like a brand.
Product placement in there. The girl running before she gets shot.
It would be in
Let's go check
Chicago.
that out.
But still,
real
shout
life.
out to her though. Still, shout out to her because that's very important. And financial literacy is something that is very important. And like even for me, like with like my whole situation of just like growing up, I mean, I kind of, you know, that I had to really go out and seek that. So I had to really,
I had to go broke a few times to get it.
I had to really go out and seek that because I didn't
Lucky I
have
did.
mentors.
Sometimes you have to go broke and then, you know.
I had to go sleep on some couches and get kicked out of a few places before I, you know.
That couch will change you.
We all
did it.
build that
That
road.
couch will change you.
We all come from different backgrounds, and I think it's good though because once you can actually get a panel of people who are actually financially literate, it builds a lot of rapport for people who are watching, so they know how to start their businesses and which people to connect with individually.
So let's talk
It's
about
people
some
that-
outlets.
It's people that are willing, like our job
Music.
here is wanting to help. Like we're not here to just talk crazy and
Yeah.
like our purpose of this is to help, you know, and it might not be us helping you. You might hear something that you're like, oh, I didn't know I can go do that on Google. I didn't know how to make this happen. Or you can reach out to us and, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's tons of outlets though.
Always reach out.
We can really highlight Black Wall Street of Arizona. There's a lot of good knowledge and a lot of good topics and things that they have to offer. There's
so young, they definitely.
yeah, there's so many outlets. Just go on Google. If you're in Chicago,
Lacey's
since
best friend.
I call
If-
it the Googler.
if you're from Chicago, like me too, there's a really good group on Facebook called Chicago Millennials. They literally have everything, positive events that are going on, tons of workshops for financial literacy, breaking generational curses, how to be the first one in your family to advance. There's so much stuff on there. So yeah, just look up stuff. The internet is your friend, and you can look it up, you know, different stuff like controversial stuff, but you can also use it for good. So use it for good too.
So can we actually talk about black-owned business and
Let's
the biggest
talk about
issue
it.
with black-owned businesses?
What do you guys
I
feel stops a black-owned business from being as successful as just other larger corporations?
Well, I think number one is the fear of failure. I think that
Well, let's
is
talk about it.
that is number one because you
Failure.
look at these other companies like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook the other day where it was talking about the bread, the loaves of bread.
Oh, I
You
love
see
that post.
So if you
I'm
guys
gonna
haven't
have to
seen
borrow
it,
that.
if
That
you
was a
guys
good
haven't
one.
seen it, I'll just sum it up. All these companies had the same idea, like let's just make a different type of bread with different name, and everyone buys a different loaf of bread. Same concept, but I just think when it comes to black businesses, that is the number one, is that fear of failure. Because how can you match up with that?
I agree.
But fear is false evidence appearing real. So please squash the fear. Please don't be afraid. You can do
If
it.
y'all don't love Lacey,
Like, you
something
can
wrong
do
with
She's
it.
y'all.
so she's so positive.
You
but
can do it. You miss every shot you don't take. If you don't take any shots on yourself, who's gonna take a shot on you?
That's true. Nobody. And then going back
Nobody.
to it, it's like
At all.
nobody's gonna take a chance on that. That's
I
real.
promise you.
That's 110%. And I think it's more like if someone says, I want to start a business or I want to do this, and what really hurts us is we tell people the negatives of why it won't work.
Yeah.
You
But
mean-
that's immediate.
It is, but
Yeah,
I
I
think-
see what you mean. So
I
people
think we
express their
feed
business and get
into
shot
that
down.
because even starting this, I had feedback of people saying that's not going to work. It
Oh,
won't
yeah.
do anything. It's been done by people before.
Not to mention the people that said they would want to be a part, and then all these people just not wanting to be a part. Really.
Same
What?
thing.
Where are they now?
Well, we got Mello, so
We got Melly,
God bless him.
No, there were
Hey,
literally
you
there were
feel me?
like 30 to 45 people that really reached out and just were like, yes, I would love to be a part. And then when it really came time to like, okay, we're really gonna be doing this and doing all that, and they just
But at the
Yeah.
end of the
could
day,
have been from fear though.
it's fear and it's commitment.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to put in the time.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to finish product, but nobody wants to put in.
And I don't want to be a part of that if it's not popping.
That's a lot of thing that we have a problem with is you're not making any money with it, nothing's going. I don't want to be part of
You
it.
want me to tell you something? Bill Gates wasn't popping. Ballmer, the guy that owns the Clippers, he definitely wasn't popping as a
Oprah,
kid.
Oprah
But
got fired from the network.
I'm talking like that dude is the poppin'est owner in the NBA right now, and he's having
Michael
a book
Jordan
on.
didn't make his high school basketball team. Or something like that. That's my go-to story.
Wait, we gonna give her some credit for trying
That's my
to
go-to
tried.
story. Which
She
team did
tried.
he not make? I know
She
he
tried.
didn't make one of those teams.
Listen, my baby, I'll be trying to show her some history on classic.
I mean,
Lacey, we all here for you.
join me in
Please,
school where we're
please
from.
do not message her about what really happened.
Jordan,
Don't mess
we
with
don't
her.
Yeah,
want
let me
no
know.
smoke.
Alright.
But see, I lost my train of thought with that one. But
Well, just don't be afraid. You might not be super successful at first. You might not be super popping at first, but don't be afraid.
So trust the process.
So we're talking about black-owned businesses like starting out.
Yeah.
Okay? But we have enough businesses that I won't say are established, but are far enough
Are out
along
there.
where they need support
Right.
and they need help becoming bigger businesses.
And they need to get out of their comfort
and
zone.
I don't think that's
So-
the problem.
I see
I'm,
where you're
I'm,
going.
I'm gonna tell you, like, the biggest issue we have with black-owned businesses jumping out of the water is
Hookup.
the hookup.
the hookup.
Yeah.
We want the
Let me
hookup.
get it
The
for
owners
free.
want the hookup, and the supporters want the hookup.
Yeah.
And at some point, I can't support your business. I went to a black-owned show that Lacey told me about last night,
Mhm.
and I didn't go in there and say, "Hey, I'm from, let's talk about it. I'm a media guy. Let me in for free." I paid the $8, $12,
Yeah.
whatever it
Support
was,
it.
to go in and support it. And I had the time of my life, and I don't even go out. But the biggest thing is support is actually paying for something, not wearing it for someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the NBA.
I want to talk about that. So let's talk about
So I
that.
mean, I see where
I wanna
I
talk
feel
about
like I know where you're going in, and
I
it's
want
like
to talk about
if-
that.
You got brand ambassadoring and a whole lot of other stuff.
I always tell like my girls and everyone that I work with, like even with their businesses and everything. If you are, it's not called a hookup if it's an investment. if you have a brand ambassador or you have an outlet or something and you're going to go ahead and invest in merchandise because you know it's going to get some exposure in different places or connect some different dots for you, I'm all for that. However, make a monthly budget of that so that you have those resources without it affecting your residual income, without it affecting it, you know what I'm saying? Just make a small budget for that. Just make a small budget, like, cause it's hard. It's not hard to get caught up in that. Like, oh, that's my girl, I'm gonna give her this. Oh, that's my boy, I'm gonna give him this. Cause when you're in it and you're like with your products and everything, you want everyone to be happy. So I understand that because I've even had to, like, I've gone through that too. But it's just make a budget, make an allotment each and every month of the stuff that you can give away. Or the stuff that you can invest, because it's not, nothing is free. So you're not giving stuff away for free. You're just choose your investments wisely.
Please.
But who do you invest? You can't invest in your homies unless your homies are doing something that can benefit your company.
Yeah.
The investment in your homies is that friendship, and that friendship should bring that support. Whereas they want to buy. My first $20. If you started a business today, and I'm your friend.
Yeah.
I want to be your first sale. Well, after Mello, of course, but I want to be your first sale because you're my friend.
Yeah.
Here's my $20, $30, $40, $50. We don't do that for our businesses.
Yeah.
And, you know, we always tell the jokes, like we joke on other races, but if they say something about us,
Yeah.
it's a whole nother topic. But, you know, we always talk about Jewish people. Well, Jewish people support people by spending their money, on their people.
Yeah.
Us, if it's our people, and I'm guilty of this. I can remember being in the
Let's talk
airport
about it.
2 years ago, and I wanted some chips with my hot dog, and the chips was like $3 in the airport. And a black lady was back there. I was like, "Come on, auntie, help me with the chip." You know, I gave it. I ain't never met this lady in my life. She looked at me
Auntie.
crazy. I was in Palm Springs,
Hey, auntie.
and I was like, "Come on, auntie."
Was it a real auntie? I feel like.
No, but that's our thing, is what we're taught to do. Your friend should give you something instead of pay for it. And I had to learn that the hard way, being a promoter, where all my homies wanted to get in free and wanted free liquor. But at the end of the day, the tab came to me, and there's 50 of them in there. That's $20 times 50. You do the math and tell you how much money I lost that night. But if you supported me, you know, and I'm guilty of doing. I did it to my barber like my whole life. My best friend was a barber, and my brother, and I'd be like, "Man, I'll let you mess me up. You made my lining crooked. Now I ain't got one. I'm getting old." But
Like wine, you get better with time.
when they start charging me, I didn't want to pay. Like, no, I was here when you didn't have all of it. When I should have been saying, "Here go a little extra for hooking me up to get to the point where you are." And we miss that in our community. We don't support it. And part of that support, I think we all can agree, is customer service.
Yeah.
Customer service, yeah.
It's just what's missing, and we don't value business.
Yeah.
We don't value having a business, and we don't value our people having a business.
Not everyone.
Not
There's
not
a
everyone,
portion.
but I see where you're going. We do.
Wait, can I just get this thought out of my head,
Yes,
guys?
please.
I just want to say this. If you buy from your friend's business, stop keeping them a secret. Bring them more customers, more people, more potential shoppers, buyers, and supporters. Because I am so tired of people going to people's businesses, they get something, they want to hide it, they want to keep it like a secret. Girl, you look good, you are so popping. Where did you get, you know what I'm saying, your hair from? Or where did you, blah, blah. It takes 2 seconds to just be like, Dolls Bundles, Jasmine Jones. But shout out to her. Yes, but
She plugged up people.
literally, it takes 2 seconds. So please, just if you do get compliments or anything, like be able to share. I will share anybody's whatever, but it's just like not anybody. I really only support the people that I know. If I feel like they're serious and I see your, shine, then I will definitely, and I can tell that you believe in yourself, then I want to believe in you. But it takes 2 seconds. So just if you are buying from them, or even if you're not buying from your friends, at least bring them 5 people that'll buy. Because I do that all day long. Even if I'll bring you 5 people that are coming by your stuff.
Let me take tea, but if that's your friend, why would you want to buy from them?
No, you
That
do.
doesn't make any sense.
I'm just saying, if financially they're not able to support all of their friends, or
not
what I'm
all
saying.
of them, but
I'm just saying, for those that you can't expect everyone to just say, because there's the chronic person that's just like, I work very hard, I'm a single mom. Or there's just someone who's just like, I'm very, tight with my money. I'm kind of doing some different things. Or they might be trying to push start a dream themselves. So they don't have $75 to spend on your body butter this week. But
I mean,
if they can bring you 5 people, I mean, that should be a value too. So even
but
if you
do you
can't,
think people are actually doing that?
I'm not spending $75.
I want to
on body
encourage
butter.
it.
Well, see,
I want to
myself.
encourage it.
And I think with-
Shout out to Natural Products, Jasmine LeRae out of Atlanta. She's got a lot of good stuff too.
I think with
Shout out.
Lacey speaks on individual goodness in people. And for me, I look at the masses of our
Yeah.
people.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
I don't look at, because you know some really great and good people that, they can't afford that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the people that's walking around, I got a bankroll, I got this, I got that.
Yeah.
Can I get in for free? Or
If you can afford some J's, you can afford to invest in your friend's business.
I mean, for
Or
for
the
me,
outfit to get there.
you can't I run basketball camps and I scholarship kids all the time and I love it. But then if a parent comes up to me and their kid got on Jordans or they got on Jordans and their kid don't, and they like, well, I can't afford this.
Well, I wonder why.
Well,
You're not investing
there's
in your
$190, $240 right there.
Right. But that goes back to great parenting as well, because we should all look at our offspring, or while they're growing up, as a lifelong investment that will always pay you back in the end.
In a perfect world.
In a perfect
In
world.
the world I grew up in,
In my
parents my parents were
we don't serve the Lord.
some in, some out. Now in your house now,
Yeah.
as in mine, I learned how to be a good father by not having a father.
Right.
So the values that I teach, me and my friends raised each other. So my friends went from, hustling to being truck drivers and business owners and doing,
Ash sheets and class.
and so I support, and shout out to my boy. I'm gonna use him as an example. O'Keefe from the Jerk Pit and
Oh yes, good
in
food.
Chicago.
Shout out.
I watched him go from
He
cooking at home.
He was selling
And
plates.
sell-
I was
yeah,
just gonna
selling
say he was
plates
selling
to
some bomb plates. I
owning-
would send people my food.
Only one, but not only that, I took my team to Chicago from Catalina, from Tucson, Arizona,
Yes.
to Chicago, and we went there and we paid for our food. He didn't give it to us for free. He didn't do, but he gave us a discount. But it was, I want to come support you because I seen the struggle you went through. I seen
Yeah.
the hustle you put into this. That's support. Going there and be like, man, can you feed my team? We just spent all our money coming. If you spend $25,000 to come here, you can afford $8 a plate to eat this good food that he's selling for $20. And for me, that's how businesses should be. It's always, I called my boy the other day about a T-shirt that we clothing. I'm just plugging like Lacey.
Yeah.
We clothing. He's out of Atlanta. He always
Shout
tell
out
you
to all
get
my
a slice.
family in Atlanta.
He's from Chicago. I'm like, man, bro, I need a T-shirt. He like, Morocco sent me his money already. I said, mine's on the way, right behind him. I need my shirt.
Yeah.
I want to start wearing stuff. If it's a product that I can promote, I don't promote that much no more. So I can't tell people to give me free stuff because I try not to be. But I want to pay money to help people. I want people to pay me money to teach them how to start a business, but I want to pay them for their business.
Right.
If I get a kid that plays basketball and he goes on to run a business, I want to be at the ribbon cutting. I want to be the first one to give you $1 or two. And I think for this, the masses of what we're doing is talking about the whole of people.
Yeah.
And black people don't value another black man's business. Like I value Melo's talent as a singer. I value what Lacey does. I have heard not one bad thing about her from it, not a soul. And if you guys pay attention, you see she's the most positive person I've
You gotta
probably.
have a good
Them the
life.
strongest, genuine, most lifelong, lasting.
I ain't seen no hood rap posts, no this, and I'm sure people have done her dirty in this business because it comes with it.
Listen.
And I ain't seen not one. I'm sick of these yada yada
I
yada.
just recently, it's funny that you say that. I'm just gonna vent really quickly. I just recently got stiffed out of some money. It was a little over $80. I'm not gonna, say whatever. And that's not really a big deal, but it was just the principle.
It's the principle.
It was for a no bullying campaign for children. And it was just really, really crazy. It was a wonderful campaign, like so wonderful. I'm not even, it just, anyways, just karma comes back around. Just be careful the name that you provide for yourself. Just be careful of the things that you do. Because I could just easily make a post and just blast somebody all over my social media, but that's just not my thing. So,
There's no point.
yeah, it's just not my thing.
There's no point.
It's just not my
So
thing.
how do we get to going from not knowing how to support each other to encouraging the support of spending your dollar, not going to get a hookup or come on man, I've been your boy since we was kids.
Well, I mean, it's just like you said.
Strength in numbers.
If that's your friend, and that's your family, whatever. If that's truly your friend, you want them to succeed. So that's what you would have to do. You have to invest in their stuff. You have to. And if it's bad, then same thing. You got to tell them, hey, this wasn't that good. Maybe you can try something else. But you have to invest in it, or don't call me your friend. You know what I mean? Like if you say, hey, I like what you're doing, I'm not going to invest in it though. Then what's the point?
So what do we say to the actual business owners? Because a lot of it goes on them and that pressure. I'm gonna tell you, bro.
It's a lot of
As a
pressure.
business owner, though, also you have to make sure that you are welcoming. You have to make sure you have a good attitude, because you will get more of your friends and family that they will take you more seriously. Just like how you were saying, you have a business plan. The more professional you take yourself, the more professional other people will take you.
The more
So-
money.
That's true.
What do you do about the pressure?
The
of
pressure,
your friends.
the pressure's
saying,
gonna be
Well,
there.
"No, can you do this hook for me for free?"
Be
Listen,
professional.
but-
That's when you
I'm
that's
gonna
when
send you a shit.
That's when you
I'ma
step
send you a
up
shit,
your
man. It's all
professionalism.
good.
Yeah, that's when you step up your professionalism and you let them know, hey, this is not a game for me. This is something
you
that's
know what?
for real.
Right,
I
and what
think-
you're saying.
Hold on, real quick.
I'm gonna let you-
Let me just have this on this side.
Oh, I know this like super affects you.
Sometimes,
You're very professional though.
yeah.
But the
I have to
rest
say-
You
is-
want to bring
Yeah.
the ninja to the dojo.
But you know what? I think honestly, at the end of the day, sometimes it comes to self-respect. If
Yes.
you respect yourself in whatever lane that it is that you decide to bogart and take over, respect yourself enough to have a reply to a person that is business-like. And moving forward, it doesn't matter if you don't choose me right now. You always know what I started with. You always
Right.
know where I stand. And when it's time for you to get that Fetty right and it's across the table and you say, you what, I got allocated funds for myself that I can actually branch off and do something and advance myself, boom, I'm finna call this person because I know what quality they bring.
Right.
Now, I have to wake up every day and say that every time that I hit a studio, I have to bring quality every time. If I don't, then of course I fall out of that 100%. Then I'm gonna be at 94.6. I don't want to do that. I want to be 100 every time. So I bring myself. I bring professionalism. I bring a personal relationship. I bring humor. I bring who I am. You know what I'm saying? And it really does come with self first. Once you start respecting yourself, then everybody, they just have to fall in line. They have to respect you.
So do you think that is another main issue for Black-owned businesses, self-respect?
Yeah, but that goes back to pressure.
Well, that pressure.
So wait, can we do a role play? Okay, I'm gonna be you guys' friend, and then you guys are gonna be like your professional selves, and you're gonna tell me no hookups. How would you say it?
I agree with him 1,000%.
Oh yeah.
But you can't. I've lost more friends about hookups because at the end of the day, I got kids,
But
and
let me
Yeah.
let me stop you right there. You said you lost more friends.
Then they weren't your friend.
Again, I've never lost a friend in my life.
So
Let me just put it out there.
Agree.
I've never lost a friend
So
in my life.
let me respectfully
That
pull
friend
that
lost
back.
you,
That friend word is
okay?
loosely
That friend lost
used in
you,
it.
okay?
I've lost people in the industry that I was in
Okay.
because they don't want me to curse. Christian show now. Because I don't care. I just at the end of the day, I do not care. And part of the reason I don't care is because at the end of the day, Well, my daughter, who keep calling my phone right now, she called the last show for the same thing. Wants an iPhone, and I don't got the money to give it to her. Well, hers is on her way to her. She don't know it. But when I don't have the money to give it to her, she ain't gonna watch this. She can't watch this. Maybe
She
now.
ain't got an iPhone yet.
No, she has an iPhone.
Shout out to the princesses.
She wants another one.
It's on
But
its way.
when she asks me for that, or my other daughter says, you know, Daddy, I got dance rehearsal, I need this, and this as props, I can't tell them I don't have it.
Right.
Because as long as they do what I ask of them as my children,
Right.
as far as school is concerned, as far as behavior, as far as respecting their mother and me, they're gonna get whatever they want.
Yeah.
So if that means
I agree.
you
Everything.
supposed to be my homie ain't supporting that, and you want to take food out their mouth for stuff that I'm giving them, and it goes back to that father thing of not having one. We don't really, you know, it's like, you know, the Jay-Z song, you know, me and my wife beefing, I ain't going nowhere for nobody. If you don't understand that, we ain't supposed to be friends.
Yep.
And that's just how, that's just how it is. So I don't do the professional thing when it comes to my friends asking, or whoever, associates, or whatever you want to call them, asking for a hookup. I do this. If you bring me 5 people, you're the 6th one, you're good. I'll give you a bottle. But you got 5 people to pay, so I made $100. So the benefit is I took care of you, because you took care of me.
Right.
And that's how business is supposed to work on all of them.